Well, usually I'm not the touchy-feely, talk about your emotions type, but with this, I just had to be a big enough person to admit that I need help. I guess this is what growing up feels like.
This is court-mandated therapy. You assaulted a woman.
That silly thing.
That, of course, is the always funny Kal Penn in the CBS comedy How I Met Your Mother. Starting tonight, Kal Penn is the latest comedian to guest host The Daily Show after Trevor Noah stepped down. The Daily Show airs on Comedy Central, which, like CBS, is part of Paramount Global. Kal Penn, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Of course.
They're having a bromance with you, but I get the first question. It's pretty obvious, you know, this show's 30 years old now.
Yeah.
You're stepping in. I mean, you've had quite the career, not just in entertainment. What will tonight be like?
Tonight's incredible. Look, The Daily Show has been one of my favorite shows. I have the chance to merge my background in public service with my love of comedy. And comedy news is probably the thing I've loved the most over the years, but especially now, right? Some of my favorites to be able to follow in these footsteps, like comedy news-wise, Jon Stewart, obviously incredible. Trevor Noah, who you mentioned. Tucker Carlson is hilarious in this space. You know, in the comedy news space and the satire. So the idea that we get to sort of roast some of the headlines but still inform people in a way is pretty great.
And you have a very special guest for your first sit down. Who is that?
Yeah, I do. So look, jokes aside, one of the things I love about this format and the opportunity to reach people who maybe aren't watching cable news, aren't reading the paper, is that you can inform and let them know how they plug into something. So I'm very, very proud that my first guest for the week is the President of the United States.
How about that?
And
first visit, right?
We have a clip actually from there. This is you asking President Biden about transgender youth.
Yeah.
Transgender kids is a really harder thing. What's going on in Florida is, as my mother would say, close to sinful. I mean, it's just terrible what they're doing. It's not like, you know, a kid wakes up one morning and says, you know, I decided I want to become a man, or I want to become a woman, or I want to change. I mean, what are they thinking about here? They're human beings. They love, they have feelings, they have inclinations that are, I mean, it just, to me, is, I don't know, it's cruel. And the way we do it is we make sure we pass legislation like we passed on same-sex marriage. You mess with that, you're breaking the law, and you're going to be held accountable.
Look at that. You got a good listening face there. Speaking.
Thank you. I learned from the best, you know.
How'd you get him to sit down?
You know, I reached out and I think I said what I really mean, which is that one of the things about this format that I think is an incredible opportunity is to kind of flip the script a little bit. I think satire by its nature can be cynical, but it doesn't have to be. And so when I was a White House aide, one of my frustrations was talking to people who didn't necessarily understand how they could plug into the civics process. And I felt very frustrated as a government official not being able to properly explain that. So I thought, look, we have this platform with the show. Would you be willing to come on the show and have a conversation about certainly solutions, things you've worked on behalf of young people, but also things that they may be pushing you on that you haven't done yet? Like, people need to know your thought process and how their activism or advocacy can actually move the needle.
But let's face it, you two have history.
We do have a little history.
Yeah, a little bit.
We had the same boss.
Yes.
9 years ago.
For a while.
That and 2020, you had a cute little. Do we have that shot of you and the Aviators?
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Oh, a lot
Turned
of
into
fun.
a GIF, which is.
Yeah, look at that.
He rocks the Aviators. That's his look. That's his go-to.
It's true. It's true.
They're tucked in the inside pocket.
We were inside, so I didn't think I was cool enough to put them on in the Roosevelt room, but it was.
I mean, you kind of leaned out a little bit while you were the Obama administration.
Yeah.
You took your entire team to a strip club?
I didn't take them to a strip club. This was the challenge was
Okay.
when I started.
Probably not swerve there at the end.
I mean, had I said yes, it would have been a bigger story, I think. I was getting my hair cut, and there was a guy. The guy who was cutting my hair said, "You should bring your whole White House office. I own a tapas bar." And
Tapas.
And I'm on my phone, not paying attention. I was like, yeah, man, you should bring Barack. Bring Barack to the tapas bar. I'm like, yeah, definitely. And I'm doing my emails. And then at the end, he hands me his card, and I see that it says Rodolfo's Ladies Topless Bar. I was like, okay, well, if he goes to Politico with this story, I'm done.
That's a different type of menu,
exactly.
Right
we got to ask about Harold.
Harold and Kumar.
Take it away. Take it away.
So, you guys have successfully followed up on this franchise. Harold and Kumar, people love it. People are waiting. So I have to ask, will we see another one?
If it's up to me, yes. I would absolutely love it. It's an incredible franchise. John Cho, incredible at the Oscars last night when he presented.
I saw that.
I would love us to get back together for a fourth movie. We have our 20-year anniversary coming up. Most people saw those movies on DVD, so now that we didn't have streaming when those movies came out.
We also didn't have legal marijuana.
Exactly. So now the movie has to be about something else entirely. The stakes are so low with weed now. So
It's amazing.
So we shall see. Kal Penn, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I would say good luck hosting The Daily Show, but you're not going to need it. You're amazing.
Well, thank you. Tune in. Yeah, it's a great conversation with you.
Yep. You can watch Kal Penn's interview with President Biden tonight on The Daily Show on Comedy Central.